the size as 20. The default value, if I remember correctly, is about 8 or 10. So what do we do right now? We have Git installed and we're pretty much all set to start working, but in order to make things pretty, we need to configure it. The first thing I want to do is to generate a few SSH keys. We will need them in order to be able to get authorized on such hosting platforms like GitHub, Bitbucket, and so on. All that we need is to run the SSH key again and pass it a few flags. Let's run it. As the type, I'm specifying RSA, one of the encryption algorithms, and as a comment, I'm putting in my email address. Now Git is asking me where to store the keys and offers the default directory, which is users, my username, and .ssh folder. The file title is defined as IDRSA. I will leave it all as is to avoid doing additional stuff later and informing Git about where the keys are stored. So by default, Git will be looking for the keys in this exact location. Here Git is asking me to define the password for my key. We will need this password every time when we will pull data from the server or when we will be sending data back to the server. Because of that, I recommend either not specifying a password, if your machine is already secure enough and it has at least screen lock, or defining a really simple one that you will be able to type in 1 second. Here you don't need to come up with something complicated, so I will just specify a password that I will be able to type really quickly. And that's it, the keys are generated. Let's take a look at the file system and see what they look like. Here's the directory where the keys should be stored in the left panel, and here we can see the .ssh directory, and here are our keys. Let's have a look at them. The first key is a public key, it has the extension .pub, and the second one is a private key. It doesn't have any extension at all. Let's take a look at the public key. We can see a